The countdown is so weird.
Okay, here we go.
We are live. Hello. Lacie's going to be balayaging this beautiful hair. She's laughing at me. There's nobody watching yet, so it's okay. As you can see, when was your last balayage? Do you remember?
Before spring break.
Before spring break, so several months ago. Look at that lovely grow out.
So you have to say what we said, so you don't get a line.
No line. Wait,
Blur.
no line, just a blur. Here we go.
That's the thing we love about balayage. No line, just a blur.
So you can see, so Lacey's going to be doing highlight lowlight. Her lowlight is going to be 8.3. Color touch. Hello, Sarah. Good morning, Lisa. Hello.
Lisa who? Sarah who?
Sarah Rabideau
Uh-huh.
and Lisa Hunt Tally.
What?
Lisa. Lisa, I was doing our the technique Lacey taught us during your lesson. I did it yesterday. Turned out pretty good. Hey, Carrie. Carrie Skaggs.
Oh, hi, Carrie.
Can they hear you?
Yeah, they can hear me. There's Lacey. Vanessa is multitasking.
Dyer?
Yep.
I wish I could remember who asked me about fine hair yesterday, because I would have tagged them.
As you can see, no offense, obviously, she has beautiful hair, but it is more fine, so this is a perfect model.
Yeah, somebody asked me yesterday when I was doing a live video about how to balayage fine hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, Sydney would be perfect. She has super fine hair.
You're like, I know it.
I know it now.
She is awesome.
So I'm going to use Olaplex in my lightener because Sydney is a swimmer. I also Malibu'd her first. Get the chlorine out.
Ooh. Low light.
They do just watch. Usually they'll ask questions.
I've
You've never done this before?
Good morning, everybody. Just starting with 30 volume. Do you Malibu all clients?
New clients, yes, definitely.
Clients coming from the pool, yes.
Clients coming from the pool, like Sydney did, yes. Clients that have hard water, mineral in their hair, yes, definitely. Okay, so I have 0.75 sunlights. I'm going to add just about a 1/16 of that. So normally I'd mix equal parts, but because I'm adding Olaplex, I'm actually going to use less developer than sunlights. So I'm going to start with 0.6 developer and then mix from there. And I forgot my paddles.
Aw,
Jeez.
I'll grab them.
Get it together.
This is where the paddles are, guys. In this drawer. Lacey got us these new organizing things. It's amazing. I don't know, bins, drawers. Here's some paddles.
Thank you. No, I forgot that. That's something.
Probably making people dizzy because I'm running around. Mix it real good. Container Store. Is that where you got those?
Yep, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love Container Store. Container Store and IKEA. They're my friends. I wish we had them here in Fort Wayne. It would be so awesome. Have you been to IKEA and Container Store?
Not a container store.
Oh my gosh.
I've never been to IKEA, but I don't know if I've been in the Container Store. I think I'd like it though,
Oh my gosh, you would.
because I love organizing.
You've never been to an IKEA?
Mm-mm.
What?
Nope.
It's so fun.
Okay, we have to do that sometime. Oh my gosh. Oh, I did grab
Hey
Ella.
Ella. Ella Bales says hi. And Sally, they're both watching.
Hi. Are you in class? You not in class? You should be in class, right? Isn't school going good?
Someone said expensive, that Container Store.
Oh.
Was it bad?
No, I mean, they had a sale, so no, those bins were like $6.
If we come to LA, there's a Container Store in Studio City, Winky Face. There's a Container Store in Indy.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
where I
yours?
was. Yeah, that's where I went.
Indianapolis.
That's where I was.
Naptown.
All right, so here's my low light.
Ella is in class. Good job.
With Sally?
No, I don't think they're together. They're separate. They're both on different devices.
Oh, gotcha. Fun. So this low light's going to add some dimension, and it's going to make her highlights really pop, and it's also going to give her a little bit of depth, which is going to make her fine hair look thicker. We love that, don't
Yes.
we?
And she's like, yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
baby. There you go. All right, so the question that I was asked about balayaging fine hair last night was how to not make it look stripy. So it's very important with fine hair that, one, how you paint it, but also that you over direct it away from the way that it's gonna lay so that it doesn't look stripy.
Does the low light match her natural color?
It's close. It'll end up being just a tiny bit darker and richer, but only slightly.
Did you already go over your formulas? Yes.
Yeah, so it's the low light is Wehrle Color Touch 8.3 with 6 volume. Their designated developer. And then my lightener is Sunlights 0.75 Sunlights with 1/16 of Olaplex with, what do we do, 0.6 of
0.6
of developer.
30 volume, right?
Volume. Yeah.
That's awesome. And then, do you determine your low light formula based on their natural level?
I determined their low light formula based on my desired effect. So I don't really want to make her darker. I just want to make her natural. I wanted to go close to her natural level, only just a little bit richer.
And like multi-tonal?
Yes.
Taking your class in Chicago. This is from Sarah Rabito. I love that last name. Will you be showing balayage with low lights?
Yes, I will. I'll be doing a paneling technique on a blonde, my daughter actually. And I will be doing a base retouch with a highlight and a low light in Chicago.
Woo.
A brunette base retouch with a highlight and low light. So fine hair is definitely a lot more complicated to paint because the hair wants to separate. So it's harder to get the lightener to set on top of it. So it's really important that you take bigger sections with fine hair. It's also really important that you are kind of directing it up and away from the way it lays so that you don't sink the lightener down into the section below it, into the hair below it.
Are you planning on going to California?
Yes, definitely. It just won't be until after the first of the year because we're running out of dates. But yes, definitely. I wasn't going to because I hate to fly, but Michelle Hare asked if I would come to her, and I love Michelle, so I'm going to just suck it up and come do it.
Please come to the South, Atlanta or Birmingham. We are going to.
We are going to be going.
That's
to
another
Atlanta.
one that needs book dates.
We are working on that. So yes, we will be in Atlanta. But yeah,
Atlanta.
California just won't happen until probably spring.
I'm Sally Davis. I'm going to Chicago class. So happy to hear we will see a base retouch with lowlights and highlights. Come to Oklahoma. That's somebody else.
Where's Oklahoma? We gotta look at our map. We're kind of geographically challenged. Are you geographically challenged? Do you know where Oklahoma
Oklahoma's
is?
like right in the middle.
Oh, thanks. See? Ask the junior
Is it near-
in high school.
is it near
Ask the
Nebraska?
16-year-old. Don't ask the...
How about New York, New Jersey? We are going to New York.
We have New York coming up, actually. If you go to www.lswhair.com, you can sign up for our New York class. We'll be in New York, I think it's October, is that right? Yeah.
October 3rd, I believe.
So I will be there.
Canada needs you. When are you coming to Jersey, Philadelphia?
That's another one that's on our list to schedule. Was it Philadelphia that we already have or Pittsburgh that we already have? So we
with
still
Claire that
need,
we're double-
I think we still need a,
Philadelphia.
I think we still need a host salon in Philadelphia.
Do you use Demi for lowlights?
Always, yes.
Hey, Jared.
Oh, is Jared watching?
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
Hey, man.
What are you guys up to? They got so quiet. How many people are watching?
110.
Oh, no pressure.
Yeah, that's not
Alright, so I'm going to use my Bali wrap to separate the low light and also to incubate to incubate body heat on the highlights.
Do you start with lower developer and work it up?
Not normally, no. I just vary my saturation, but because that's a good question. Because when we're working with it that has super fine, fragile hair and she's a swimmer, then yes, I will, because it's very difficult to paint with varied saturation on super fine hair. It's just really difficult to do. If it was thicker hair, then I would just vary my saturation. I would not use a different developer. But with Sydney, I will probably vary my developer a little bit because it's very difficult to vary your saturation on fine, thin hair. It's just different hair to paint. And then you'll see that with her hair, I'm taking much bigger sections, and I would highly recommend taking bigger sections with fine, thin hair because otherwise your lightener is going to sink down. Because the hair, you want the hair to lay tight like this so that you can paint on top of it. With fine hair, it's going to be like that. And so then the lightener will sink down into the hair. So you want to have bigger sections like this, deeper, so that then when it's down, that you've got those in between.
Yep. Good way of explaining it.
Thanks.
Kim, we don't know when we'll be in Atlanta yet. We're working on all those dates. We know that we have a salon and we just need to figure that out. So when we do, we will post it and you can sign up. You may as well hit New Jersey, New York, and Philly in one shot. Then you don't have to fly.
There you go.
I
like your way of thinking.
Are you doing this as fast as you would normally paint when doing a client, or slower for us to see better?
A little bit slower. I'm trying not to go as slow as what I normally would do when I'm teaching because I do have another client after Sydney, but I am going a little bit slower than I would normally do it so that you guys can watch.
What is the normal processing time for balayage?
Everybody's different, so it all depends on the texture of the hair, how thick the hair is, how dark or light the hair is, and then it also depends on how you mixed your lightener and how you applied your lightener. So there really isn't an average, I'm sorry to say, but most of my clients I'm going to let process for anywhere from 20 minutes to 50 minutes, depending on the type of hair. Sydney has super fine chlorinated hair, so I will probably only let it process for about 20 minutes. It's going to live fast because it's so fine. It's the texture of hair she has. But since it has super coarse hair, I'm going to let it process longer. As a general rule of thumb, though, most stylists rinse their balayage too soon. So one of the things that I usually tell people, and that Kristen and I talked about when she first started balayaging, is when you think it's done, add 10 more minutes and walk away. Don't you find that, Kristen, as well?
Yeah. Definitely. Will you be doing a class in Raleigh, North Carolina?
I don't know yet. That's definitely on our list. And a good friend of mine, I don't know how close that is to Charlotte, but a good friend of mine has offered up her salon in that vicinity. And so again, we're running out of dates for this year, so we may have to push it into next year. But yes, at some point we will at least be in that vicinity.
Come to Colorado.
That's really far for me. I can get over my fear of flying. Do you
Wait,
like
California's further than Colorado.
I know, but it's not the mountains.
You silly.
It's the mountains.
What?
Mountains can
Oh
be
my.
hives.
We'll be okay. I've got to go to Colorado. Okay, when are you coming to Dallas? No Texas plans right now.
We don't have Texas plans right now. We were in Texas already this year. It doesn't mean that we wouldn't come to Texas. We just would have to know that there's enough people to make it worth, the travel expense for that. So if we had enough people that were interested in Dallas, then we definitely would come back to Texas. It's just that that's kind of a expensive one to come to, and we've only been asked for Dallas 2 or 3 times, so I would just have to make sure that it was enough people to cover all the travel expenses is all. Because, traveling, I definitely cannot drive to Dallas. I would have to fly. Yeah. So we have to make sure it covers all the travel expenses.
Good advice on the time. I tend to wash too soon. I definitely do the 10 more minute trick. Thanks.
Yeah. You're welcome. So you guys see that how blonde her ends already are? So you see I'm stopping where her ends are pretty blonde. I'm not putting lightener on there. There's no reason to put lightener on them. They're already blonde. Am I hurting you, honey? I'm pulling too hard.
Ron Huffman.
Ron! I'm so excited to have Ron as an assistant in Fort Wayne.
We love you, Carrie. Bye.
Bye, Carrie.
Krista, we do have a class in Indiana in Fort Wayne, August 15th, and I think there might be a couple tickets left.
Yeah, you can go to www.lswhair.com to sign up.
Yeah, Jared was so kind and posted it.
Aw, thanks, Jared.
Do you use Olaplex every time?
Almost every time. Yes. But definitely, especially on more fragile fine hair. Most definitely.
Are you going to do lowlights in that section?
I sure am.
That's just my own question.
That's a good question. I am. It's just that I wanted to, you know, people ask me, do I paint my highlights first or my lowlights first? And I paint whichever one first in that section is more important to me.
Yeah,
so
that's what I do too.
in the bottom, it was more, my lowlights were more important, so I painted those first and painted my highlights around them. In this section, my highlights are more important, so I'm painting my highlights first, then I'll paint my lowlights around them.
Why don't you use cotton in between? I've been taught both ways.
It depends on the lightener that you're using. With sunlights, you don't need to, because as long as you mix it thick enough, it'll sit wherever you put it. Wherever you paint it, it's going to stay there, so you don't need cotton to separate the hair. With a traditional lightener, you definitely will want to use cotton because that'll keep it from bleeding into the sections below it. It's just not necessary with sunlights. Most clay-based lighteners you don't need to separate with cotton. It's just you definitely will want to if you're using traditional lightener.
Your UK stalkers say hi.
Oh, I love my UK stalkers. Is it Sarah?
Susan,
Tracy?
Susan Blackburn.
Susan, yeah. Hi, Susan. So how much crazy was that guy the other night? Oh my gosh. I was in Indy while I was reading all those comments about the ombre and the balayage, just kind of shaking my head and laughing at the same time. He was a little out there. I'll have to let you read those messages, Kristen,
Yeah.
you'll die. And then he was going to explain to me the difference between balayage and ombre because he thought maybe I didn't know. He was like, well, let me tell you what the difference between ombre and balayage is. I'm like, oh, Lord. You know, here's what I told him. This was a person who was just being so negative and just nasty to another amazing stylist. And so then, you know, of course I'm going to take care of my girl. So, and then he kept talking about the difference between balayage and ombre. And I'm like, okay, there's your first problem because there isn't a difference. Balayage is the technique. Ombre is the look. You use balayage to get to ombre. That's
Right.
the look. There isn't a difference. You're not talking about the same thing, you know.
Obviously. Yeah.
So, and I mean,
Obviously.
it's okay that not everybody, yeah, and here's the thing, it's totally 100% okay that not everybody knows that. That's
No,
not
yeah.
the problem. The problem is what a jerk he was about it. He
Exactly.
was trying to pick on somebody else, yet he didn't even know what he was talking about. So he's just like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so Chad Stokes. Hey, Chad.
Chad, how's it going?
He said, hey, Lacie, get it, girl. Ron Huffman's looking forward to August 15th. Woo!
Woo!
Get to see Ron all the time.
I know, we love Ron.
And then Lisa, can you get the same lift with traditional lighteners, or do you need to use a clay-based for balayage?
Well, here's the tricky thing with traditional lighteners. So with traditional lighteners, if you mix it for maximum lift, then it's going to be too thin to get an accurate paint. So if you mix it thicker so you can get an accurate paint, it's going to dry out before you get light enough. Now, if you use traditional lightener to balayage and then you use it between foils, or if you use mesh, then you can probably get as light or maybe even a little bit lighter than freehand painting. But you're not going to be able to get the exact same effect. So it doesn't make it right or wrong, it's just going to be different. I mean, clay-based lightener is definitely, I would not paint the way I'm painting with traditional lightener. Definitely don't do that because you're going to end up with a lot of bleeding and spotting. Or if it was thin enough, and if it's thick enough that it doesn't bleed and spot, it just won't lift.
Patrice says, amen, and thank you. And love you, Lacie. Thank you for sharing.
Love you too, Patrice. How are you doing?
Lori,
I love some of the
Lori
pictures
Frost
you just
says
posted.
she loves you and me.
Aw,
Oh, we love you
Lori.
too. And Billie Jean says hi.
Oh, I love Billie Jean.
And Susan Blackburn said, never known you to get so pissed.
Oh, I know. I know. I was telling my husband as I was doing it in season, I was like, he is seriously testing my kindness mojo. Because normally I'm all about hearts, hugs, and rainbow. But, I mean, he was picking on, like, somebody who's an amazing stylist, amazing person, who's trying to help people.
Shouldn't pick on anybody.
And he's just being, like, an arrogant, something I won't say.
Patrice, we're glad you're doing well. She said she's doing great.
You are doing awesome. I love seeing your work. Yeah, don't pick on my friends, because
This is Sunlight's Bali wrap.
I'm going to bring the back street if you start picking on my friends.
Backstreet's back. That's funny.
I was like, oh, hell no, he didn't.
High five in the face with a chair, Jared.
That's what I said. As I was reading it, I was like, he's the kind of guy that needs a high five in the face with a metal chair. That's terrible.
What is the overall look you are going for?
Soft, diffused, like highlights, like she's been out in the sun. Because Sydney's 16, right? You're 16. So she doesn't want to have to get her hair highlighted, once a month, and her mom doesn't want to have to get her hair highlighted once a month. So I want this to grow out really soft and blended and look like she's just been at the beach all summer. So when she goes back to school, we want it to look like she spent her entire summer at the beach, right? And then I also am trying to create depth and dimension to make her color look, or her hair look thicker. So I'm creating some shadowing in the light to make it look thicker. That's why I chose to do the low light as well as the highlight.
160 people. Woo.
Woohoo!
See if I missed any questions. La, la, la. Are you lightly going over her ends?
To part of it, yes, I'm feathering down into it, but her very ends where they're pretty blonde already, they're very blonde already, because we already, between the pool, the sun, and I highlighted her around spring break, they're already pretty blonde, so they don't need to be highlighted again. So you can see I'm leaving just the very tips out.
She's using Wehrle Color Touch 8.3 for the low light. And Lisa Enos says, hi Lacie, and Holly says, I love watching you paint.
Aw, thanks. Hi, ladies. I love Lisa's updos. She does some amazing updos. Have you seen her updos?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'll have to tag you.
Yeah, show me. Maybe.
I will have to tag you.
Sometimes I get overwhelmed with Facebook, so.
Oh, I know, me too. Do you do Facebook, Sydney? You're an Instagrammer?
Of course you are. You should follow me. Did you follow me? Follow Lacie. Follow me.
I follow Lacie.
Brenda, love your work, Lacie. I tell everyone about you. Come back to Texas
Aw,
to visit
thanks,
Flair
Brenda.
Salon.
We love
Her hair
Flair Salon.
turned out so great. I can't wait to start painting again, said Billie Jean.
Billie Jean, are you back at work? She's had a baby, a beautiful little girl.
I was thinking of completely switching from Paul Mitchell to Wehrle in my booth. This is Megan Hawes.
Yeah. Hi Megan. I've used Wehrle my entire career, but at one time I did try out Paul Mitchell because I was getting so frustrated with the lack of education available in Indiana for Wehrle. So I tried Paul Mitchell. Paul Mitchell's a great line, but I ended up going back to Wehrle. So without saying anything other than that, color option wise, I just felt like there's a series with Wehrle that you just can't find with any other line, and it's their -7 series, and it's what always makes me come back to Wehrle, even when I'm upset with them because there's no education here. Which
Billie
drives me
Jean
crazy.
said that she's not yet back in work. She's still enjoying time with her daughter.
Well, good for you, Billie Jean. That's awesome.
And Lisa, we are going to have a class in Atlanta, so keep looking out for it. It's not posted yet, but we will be soon.
We'll add it to the website.
Mm-hmm. So you're taking like the same sections as you did the layer underneath.
ish, yes, but staggered a little bit.
Right.
Offset slightly. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because see, so many times I work and I just do I just do.
'Cause I don't
think to explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, so with thicker hair, I would offset or bricklay.
Right.
With finer, thinner hair, I'm not going to go directly above, but slightly offset, because that way they look lighter together.
Oh,
Because
that
if
makes
I
sense.
diffuse it too much with fine hair, you'll never see them.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? But with super thick hair, I offset them more so that they don't look stripy, you know? But with super fine hair, I don't put them right on top of each other, but pretty close, so that they're offset, so that they kind of help bring out each other, if that makes sense. Does that make sense, hopefully?
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Because it's going to be like more impact because it's fuller together.
You got it. Good question, Kristen.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, you don't normally. She doesn't normally do that, so I'm like,
Right.
Okay, let's see what's we got going on. Hi, Lucy. No, hi, Lucy. Hi, Lacie. Janine from Duluth. I don't know what that means. Is that a
Duluth?
country? Duluth? Is that a city?
Isn't that Ireland? See, we're so geographically
I don't
challenged.
even know.
Patrice is coming. I think that
Terrible.
means she's
Hi.
coming to Atlanta when it happens.
Oh, awesome. We would love that.
I love
Patrice.
how the shades were more challenging and would make you feel like a true chemist. Maybe with Wella.
Yes, yeah.
What is the base of the -7 series?
That's the reason why I always go back to Wella. Nobody knows. They won't. That's their kind of ace in the hole. You know, pretty much everything else they'll do like -3, which is gold, or -2, which is matte green, or -1, which is, you know, like a cool ash. But their -7 they just call like brown. And on some clients it can go slightly warm, and on some clients it can go slightly cool. So it's definitely their ace in the hole. So I can't match it. Anytime I've ever tried to match it with another line, I can't. So, and they're aware of
Here's
that,
the
which is
low
why
light.
they don't tell you
You
what
can
the
see underneath.
backing, the undertones are, because they know it's their ace in the hole.
Showing them the lowlights. So she'll probably, are you going to do lowlights on this section in the same areas then?
Yes.
So she'll probably pull a low light right here in the middle, and right here, and right here.
You got it. Am I hurting you, my phone?
Vince Pizzolato said, how can I get a class with our salon with you?
Contact Kristen. We would love that, Vince.
Contact me.
I just did a shadow blade
Contact
haircut right
me.
Yes, I just did a shadow blade haircut right before Sydney.
Yes, you
I
did.
haven't posted the pictures yet, but I'm going to, Vince.
I want to get some, but I have a question because I'm left-handed, and I tried using Lacey's, and it was,
Oh, you asked him that. Remember when you were cutting my
Complicated.
hair?
but I didn't. What did he say?
He doesn't. They don't make them yet.
Oh, okay. Dang it.
Dang it.
Well, when they do,
We
please.
need them, Vince. We need
Please let me.
lefties.
Please let me do it. Okay, where are the lowlights? Oh yeah, I showed her where the lowlights are, and see she's doing them now too. Elise says hi.
Elise rocks.
No, your daughter. Hi,
Oh, hi,
Elise.
Elise. Hi, Elise. Hi,
Come to
baby.
Texas. I love your work. Steph Silvis. Hello, my beautiful ladies.
Hi, Steph.
Oh, Steph, by the way, when I commented on your Pokemon thing, that was totally my boyfriend commenting because I don't do
Do
that.
you play the Pokemon thing?
No.
I don't play Pokemon Go, but I read him what
your
your status was, and then he was like, "Oh, tell her this," because he had just caught
My
that
girls
same
are like
one.
obsessed with it.
I mean, like, it sounds like my friend's playing and it looks fun. But
Yeah. I don't know that Elise is as into it as she was when she first started, but I'll let that.
Sunlights, where's the sunlights? Jared, Kristen, you're so much better at this than me.
What do you do?
He said you're so much better at this than me.
Jared does a good job, but
I think he does a good job.
you've been kind of doing this with me for a long time, so you know what people ask, and plus you're a stylist,
Yeah.
so you know the things to look out for. So
I think he does.
Jared doesn't do a
He does
bad
fabulous.
job. You're just more experienced.
And sometimes I forget that we're live, and I just act like my normal self, and then it's
But that's what we love.
then things get a little weird.
No, they don't. I love it. Okay, so if you guys notice that I'm still working in triangles, like I've been working in triangles the whole way up her head. Just in case you didn't notice.
Yep, you've been doing kind of like the same.
Easy peasy patterning up the back of her head.
I like that one. Ella Bales, I love you both.
Love you too.
We love you too. Look at that fine hair. Getting balayaged.
She's so fine. She's so fine. She blows my mind. Is that, hey, Vicky?
Mickey.
Mickey. I don't know. And then we turn into weirdos. Right?
That's okay.
It happens. So I'm over directing her back again so I don't get stripey. What happened?
Ella Bales, you always make me laugh when I watch, and I can imagine her laughing at us. Your client, is she sleeping? She hasn't moved or spoken.
I have well-behaved, awesome clients, don't I? Because so many times when Kristen and I are, well, first of all, she just got done swimming, so she came back from us from, we'd call it competitive swimming, right?
Yes.
She's just competitive swimming, so she's probably a little tired. But also, you know, when I'm teaching, clients ask, or stylists ask all the time, how do you get your clients to sit still? And I'm like, well, they just know they have to, or they're going to look like calico kitties. So,
Are you still using 30 volume?
I am, but I was going to say that before I started singing the Hey Mickey song. Yeah, I am, but once I finish the back of her head, I'm going to move up to 40 volume with old
With
ones.
old plex, right?
Yeah. You got it.
Can you guys see the section of the triangle now? See how that's like a triangle? Then that little section is kind of like a really skinny triangle. Like an isosceles triangle, right?
I think so.
Isn't that the one where it's like...
Two sides are the same.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what an isosceles triangle is. I feel like this is like an episode of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I'm not, so, you know.
Hot.
I'm totally
Are you going
not.
to put her under the heat?
I will not. I almost never use heat for balayage. Kristen does sometimes. So there's nothing wrong with it as long as you use indirect heat. Just don't put it under a dryer. You don't want blowing heat. I just, for the way I paint, I don't need heat.
It also takes me a lot longer to paint, so sometimes I feel like I need a little heat to kind of speed me back into time balance.
Every once in a while, like Kristen said, every once in a while, if something takes me longer than what I thought it was going to, I'll stick them under heat for like 5 minutes, but I don't know that I've ever processed a balayage under heat,
So
me
how
personally.
come that one's not a V?
That is a really good question. I'm so glad you asked that. So, okay, see, so many things. This is why, Kristen, you ask good questions. And so you only think to ask that because you watch me work enough that you know that it's different than how I normally paint.
Something clicked recently, and so now when I can watch you, I can redo it. I can do it in my head.
That's good. Okay, so if you guys notice what she saw, so on the other side it's a small V. On this side it's a thick kind of slant. Okay, so remember how I said with fine hair, sometimes you're going to have to take bigger sections and paint bolder so that you can see it, right? Okay, so this is the heavy side of her part, right? So she's got, this is going to get covered up easier because it's the heavy side of her part. So I need it to stand out more. I didn't want to paint it strong on this side because this side, it's right where it's going to lay.
Yeah,
this
that's
isn't
what I
going to get
noticed
covered
because
up.
that's like her part.
Yeah, this won't get covered up. So this I want still finer so it doesn't, you know, look like a stripe of any kind. But this is going to get covered up. So the only way that that's ever going to show up is if it's stronger because it's,
Makes sense.
yeah.
You should try to teach at Energizing Summit next year. You're a great educator.
Well, thank you. That's very kind.
I taught her everything she knows.
She sure did.
Just kidding.
We make a good team. So this is kind of like at the peak of her calic. She doesn't have a super strong calic, but she does have a little bit of a calic. So again, on super thick hair, I would actually paint, this is the low light. I would not paint a highlight here. But she's got finer, thinner hair, and she's got a calic here. So I want to soften her calic. So I'm going to add light to the calic to diffuse her calic. And then also to make it show up with the fine hair, I'm going to go ahead and paint soft highlight here. Where I would normally, if she had thicker hair, I would paint a low light right here.
Do we have an assistant for the Fort Wayne class?
Fort Wayne class is going to be Ron.
Oh, he's the assistant?
He's the assistant.
Oh, you didn't tell me that? That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Ron is our assistant. Ron
Put
and
him
Jared.
to work. Just joking.
Ron and Jared will have the boys.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. I thought he was just attending.
No, he's going to be our assistant.
That's perfect. Cool.
Well, I love Ron, and he's so helpful and
Yes.
so awesome.
Oh my gosh,
so I was
definitely.
like, you know, when I was thinking about who we could ask to be an assistant, it was like, okay, who better than Mr. Ron Huffman? So I asked
agree.
him, like, as soon as we booked it, I asked him.
Ron, you should bring me a start of one of your amazing plants and I could put it in my apartment.
Yes, Ron has amazing.
He has amazing plants.
Aw. Oh, are you tired, honey?
Yeah, that's okay.
You need some coffee?
No, it's okay.
Tea? This is another Lowlight.
She like falling asleep in the chair.
The temperature's just perfect, and then someone's just
So just
playing
with your hair.
So it's just like,
So that's another. What are you using for Lowlight? Wehrle Color Touch 8.3
With 6 volume.
with 6 volume. And Vanessa, I tend to get overly excited to paint and don't take slants, triangle sections. Then I get lost.
Slow down.
Shannon Keel, hey Lacie.
Hey, Shannon,
girl.
how are you, honey?
And your Jared said, and a Thurman burger.
What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Maybe that's something from Ohio.
I have absolutely no idea what that
So
means.
she has 1 paddle for bleach and 1 paddle for lowlights, correct?
I have 1 paddle for lightener, yes, and 1 paddle for low. Sorry. Sure do.
For Ron to bring, yeah, so he wants Ron to bring him a burger.
Oh, I gotcha. I was like, what?
That sounds so delicious. So this is probably like your last part
Yes.
at the top.
Yes.
Little baby Lowlight.
A little baby
each
sparkle
side.
there. A little bit heavier here because it's on our heavy side.
Another little baby one. The bowls are from IKEA, correct?
Stainless steel food grade bowls from IKEA.
Bye Shannon, thanks
Bye,
for tuning in.
Shannon.
She said my client is ready, see y'all later. So we're left with this triangle now that has the corners cut out.
Oh, the concentration.
I'm studying. And then the formula again is Color Touch, Wehrle Color Touch, 8.3 with 6 volume for her Lowlight.
And I forgot to tell you guys Olaplex as well is in there.
Oh, and Olaplex.
We are Olaplexing her up. And I also Malibu'd her before we started.
Candy Shot, everything. Everything, Candy Shot. They said love the Candy Shot brushes and clips and wraps and lightener.
And lighter.
Oh, no worries, Brittany. I just was like I took allergy medicine and I felt a little goofy.
Wait, what?
Because she said, thanks, sorry for the repeat. And I didn't know if I repeated it. It sounded kind of...
Oh.
I'm sorry, what clay-based lightener are you using? Where can I get it?
www.sunlightsbalayage.com. Kristen, you want to show her what it looks like?
Boom.
So you can go on there and you can look and see who your distributor is, who your local distributor. It's like find a distributor, I think is the tab. And if you don't have a distributor near you, then you can order it direct and it'll just ship straight to you. And they're really quick with shipping.
Janet Rabig said, I get better and better each time. Thanks for encouraging me. We can't wait to see you in Chicago.
Can't wait to see you also.
Ooh, we got French. Very pretty. Clay Jolie. When you coming to Chicago? September?
Well, we're going to be in Chicago in September, yes, but it is sold out.
Jared put sunlights. Thank you, Jared. Why do you do a Malibu treatment for buildup?
Yeah, it'll lift better, and I won't have to use as strong of a saturation or as strong as of a developer because it'll lift better through the chemical that's in her hair. She swims a lot. She's like a fish.
Mermaid.
and that is
There
my
you go.
goal.
She's like a mermaid.
That is my goal.
What's your goal?
To be a mermaid.
I wish. People say they don't exist. They exist.
Oh,
I
for
really
sure.
believe they just hide in the depths of the water.
I mean, where else would you get the idea of Ariel?
Exactly. How much do you charge for a Malibu service?
It depends on what I'm doing. If it does an add-on, 15 to 25.
My shirt it wrinkles so easily, and I tried straightening it with a straightener. It's still wrinkly. It's only $4, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
He looks super cute.
Thanks. See, it must just be your phone, Lacie, because mine's not breaking up or anything.
I think it is my phone. That's so frustrating.
Lacie's remixing.
I am remixing, so I've got 0.5 sunlights, 0.5 ounces sunlights. I've got a little less than 1/16 of Olaplex, and then I've got 0.4 ounces of 40 volume cream developer.
I hope I don't have to repeat that because I kind of was like spacing out and thinking about other things. So I don't know what number it is.
If somebody asks, I'll
I'll
remember.
repeat it.
I'll remember.
I was thinking about other stuff that we have to do.
No problem. I will remember.
I was like watching her mix it and then thinking of something else. It's fine. This is Sunlight's Bali Wrap. Comes in 3 sizes. Is this the medium?
Yes.
So this is the medium and the short. That's the ones that we personally use the most.
Good model, girl.
I really tried.
Thank you so much for letting us do this for everybody.
Yeah, you don't even seem nervous that you're on.
Sometimes people get really nervous
That
when
you're
they
on the
ask.
television.
Everybody should thank Sydney for letting us do this. Isn't that so nice of her? Sometimes clients get really nervous if I say, "Can we do it live?"
Let's see. Does she use those rubber brushes for balayage too?
No, I don't. I use those as my loaders. So I use that to load my paddle, and it keeps my brushes cleaner, so that I'm not. You know, if you start getting lightener all over your brush, which I'm starting to get now, you should wipe that off. But if you start getting lightener all over your brush, then when you try to paint, you're gonna kind of hit it into the section above it, and you'll get spotting. So in order to keep my brush nice and clean, the only thing I stick in my bowl is my loader. What?
They said, "Thank you. I need this, Sydney."
She's
a good model.
She is a good model. She's good. All right, Cassandra, you want to come on the other side?
Just get a 16-year-old and have them come after swim class. And you'll be fine. Or swim.
Well, Sydney's not your average 16-year-old. She is an incredibly, I have to have you come that way just a smidgen. Incredibly mature and I want to say well-behaved, but that's going to make her sound like she's a toddler. I just don't have a... She's a good kid. I tell her mom all the time, and her mom just says it too. She is a good kid. Stop. She's not your typical 16-year-old. Not that 16-year-olds are bad. I'm not saying that, but Sydney is definitely...
Stereotypical 16-year-olds.
She is definitely not your typical 16-year-old.
It's like in Mean Girls. I'm a cool mom. You're a cool 16-year-old. So last time, did you do more panels?
Yes.
I think I can see kind of with my eye, my trained eye.
So last time she was a virgin application, and I wasn't sure.
You got that?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure since she was a virgin application how much mom would really want to see in there. So I did panels because it's super diffused.
Yeah, definitely.
But this time I wanted to give her a little bit more pop and strength in her highlights.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm painting it a little differently this time.
So bigger sections.
I am choosing because she has super fine hair. I'm doing much bigger sections. Yes. If you missed the earlier demonstration with my fingers, it was epic. You should go back and rewind and watch it later. Or, yeah.
You can rewind on that?
Yeah, you can rewind it. Yep.
I know it's so itchy.
Kristen said I did a good job of explaining it.
I think so. I was like, that makes a lot of sense because that's what happens. You explained it just the way it is.
I did good.
So I caught you yawning.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
It's okay.
Oh, we're boring. Can't help
No,
it.
it's not boring.
So rough sitting here with us.
Yeah, but it's the worst.
Is she the one who modeled in the Moroccan oil class?
Sydney?
No. I was trying to think. No. That was Ella Bales.
I don't think Sydney's ever modeled for us before, have you?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
She goes, your face is so funny. You make funny facial expressions.
Thank you.
I bet you got that from your mom.
Oh, yes.
She's awesome.
Sydney's mom is like one of the coolest, funniest people I think I've ever met
She's
in my
hilarious.
life.
My friends like my mom better than me
Your
sometimes.
mom
Are you
is
adding more of
awesome.
a pop toward the face to add more blonde in the front?
Yes.
It seems like you're painting.
Stronger?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so glad you noticed that. Yes,
Good job,
I am.
Lauren Green.
Yes, I am. Good observation. Great observation. So, Kristen, you want to explain what I'm doing right now? What side of the section am I painting on and why?
She's painting on the side part of the section.
Instead
she
of
took
the
a
top.
triangle.
Yeah.
You can see instead of the top so that it'll like really soft and diffused, almost like baby lights.
There you go.
Which I did notice that yesterday when I was doing my model or when I was combing around. It really looks so fine and soft. And yeah, it's not gonna be stripy like it would be if you painted like straight down like that.
Ooh, that looks good.
And then there was a low light. Did you already do a low light on this?
No, I'm gonna do
section?
low light right now.
Okay, so now she's doing the low light. Just a little guy.
I'm gonna pop it out from underneath.
Triangle subsections?
Yes.
Correct. Hi, Elise Rocks.
Hey, Elise. So there's my little low light kicking out from underneath.
Elise says, hi, babies. I love her.
I know, we love her. We're in Elise's fan club.
Mm-hmm. She's just so cool and nice and
Our
like
fan
real.
girls. I know, we love her. You know, sometimes you just meet those people that from like the get-go, you're like, oh, she's like my soul sister. She just makes me happy. You know, sometimes you just meet those people. And you get all mushy every time you think about them. You're like, oh, I love her so much. Such dorks.
That's okay.
Do your friends get their hair done?
No.
Maybe
Well,
they'll-
like, not like me.
Obviously.
Obviously not like me.
Okay, but let's also explain though to everybody watching. Here's the thing I think is so cool. Sydney has to work for her hair, so
Yes, I do work for my
Cindy
hair.
works for it. So it's not just Mama paying for it.
Mhm.
Sydney works for it.
Yes, she
Yeah.
does.
I'm just gonna clean your salon forever so that I can just get my hair done here.
Well, you guys do an awesome job. We appreciate it. It's so awesome to come in on Tuesday. It's like, ooh.
The music you listen to is extra awesome
Oh,
too.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
crack up when we come in. They're like, yeah, they were busting it out.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Can we talk about hot spots on fine hair? Elise Rocks says that.
Yeah, so Elise, if you're getting hot spots on fine hair, that's usually a couple things. One, on fine hair, you'll want to mix your lightener thicker than you normally would, and that'll help. And then the other thing is taking different kinds of sectioning so that the lightener doesn't sink down into the pieces below, which is part of what causes hot spots on fine hair. And when we're done with this live, you can go back and rewind, and I demonstrated that earlier.
Because I sometimes will get lightener like in those little cracks and then I have to like get it out. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
so you get those little cracks. So yeah, so because the hair, here, wait, hold on, I'm done with that section, so I'll show you real quick. I'll do it again. So you don't have to rewind it. Okay, so you want the hair to sit, you know, like let's look at my fingers as like the hair strands. You want the hair to sit tight so that then you can put the lightener on top and it'll sit on top, right? So with fine hair, it's like this. And so then what happens is that if you mix it too thin, and if you don't, if you mix your lightener too thin, and if you don't take your sections bigger, then the lightener sinks down inside there, right? And so that's where we get those like spotting and hot spots. So that's where you want to take bigger sections, deeper this way, so that then that fills in those gaps so that you don't get those. So if you have fine hair, you should be taking bigger sections and holding it taller and tighter so that those gaps, they're sitting on top of each other, okay? Yeah, my 4N ombre nails. That's
No, they're not bad. Scott Coolidge, you have fans. I mention your name in classes and people know who you are.
Aw, thank you.
What color are you using in between the lightener?
I am using Wella Color Touch 8.3.
6 volume.
Yes, with Olaplex. Okie dokie, so now I'm going to take more triangle subsections. I am in her part line now.
Great tip, thank you, and genius.
Thanks. Oh, shucks. So you guys see how tight I'm holding her hair? I'm sure that Sydney can feel how tight I'm holding her hair, so I keep asking her if I'm hurting her.
No, you're not.
Okay, good. I'm holding it a lot tighter so that those hairs don't splay out and open up, how like I showed you on my hand, so that the lightener will sit on top better.
Lacie, you rock. Thanks for sharing. You're an amazing educator.
Oh, thank you so much. Who is that?
Nancy Myers Blanchard.
That was nice. Thank you. So these are on her part line. So you can see I'm making these a lot stronger, but if Kristen kind of moves the camera, you'll be able to see, as she said before, so I'm making them stronger because I want pops at the top, but you see what surface I'm painting on? Because that way it's gonna look, when she parts her hair, you'll see her natural.
Is that where she parts it?
Yes.
I did not know that.
So I'm painting on the side so that it's strong but diffused at her part line, if that makes sense. I'm not painting it on top of here.
Right. What brush are you using? The Candy Shaw brush?
Candy shawl brush.
Yeah, because if I hold it like this, you can see how the top surface she's not painting. Until, I guess, until those very ends.
Correct. And then I'm going to kick out a little piece underneath here for a low light. We should have tagged your mama. I'll have to tag her in it later.
Beautiful. You are an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
I just got really confused because my Snapchats were popping up, and I was like, thought I was on your phone, and I was like, what? Because she doesn't have Snapchat.
Well, I have it. I just don't do it because it's just one more thing to try to keep track of, you know.
Snapchat's pretty easy though. It's just like
I know,
click,
but you know
click,
what my
click,
phone is like.
click,
Seriously.
click, 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 click.
For real, I need to hire somebody who just does my social media for me. Because I feel terrible if I don't answer people. So then I make myself nuts trying to keep up with everything.
Big ol' aha there with a bunch of light bulbs. At least so that's why I leave my ringer off. I'm bad.
Yeah, anytime I'm like at a class or something like that, I have to put my phone on airplane mode because if I don't have access to a charger and I'm in a class, because if I don't have it on airplane mode, it will never stop going, which is, I mean, that's an awesome problem to have, so I'm not complaining, but it'll kill my battery. And so I don't want to add one more thing to try to keep track of because I feel like I struggle trying to keep up with everything as it is. And it's so important to me that people don't feel like I'm ignoring them, so I make myself crazy if I add one more avenue.
So, would you do larger lowlights for those Kelly Clarkson highlights clients?
Well, I'm gonna have a unique answer. No, because I wouldn't do it. It's just not my aesthetic. I mean, I know that there's some clients that want it and to each their own, and that's awesome. But no, I just wouldn't do it. The answer,
But
though,
you could
if
take bigger lowlights if you wanted, though, right?
Yes, definitely. Yes, I know that was a terrible answer, but we all have had that picture come in, and it's like, ugh, everybody does it. Like, let's do it together.
Elise said, "Can we talk about how Kristen has been killing it lately? That purple was awesome.
I
Thank
know.
you.
Isn't
That's
she
so
doing
sweet.
such an awesome job?
I'm
so
blushing.
proud of her.
Thank you.
Next thing you know, she's going to be teaching the classes, and I'll be the assistant.
No,
No.
she's too good. I like being there, but I don't want to be a headliner. I'm more of a backstage person.
You're my support. You're also support. She's my support team.
Yes.
Go team, go. So here's a money piece right here.
Still hoping for you to come to New Hampshire. Love your work, Heather
Thank
Hackett.
you.
Money piece.
Where's New Hampshire, Sydney?
It's like
East Coast, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Where is it?
It's terrible.
It's
That's why I had put that map out there so I can go look it up.
oh yeah.
I gotta get our class photos printed out before Fort Wayne class.
Mm-hmm. Maybe stickers?
Stickers.
I'm trying to think of ways you can get pictures printed so small.
Oh, you just print them out as locket pictures.
Oh.
It's a thing.
Boston is super close to me, winky face. New Orleans, too.
We do need a Boston host salon because I have been asked about Boston a lot.
How's the light ring going?
Love
Amazing.
it.
Pretty much. Oh, I need to take a
Love
selfie
it.
today because my hair looks nice.
Your hair does look nice. You look a good girlfriend.
We love that. That light makes a huge difference.
Okay, you guys, so you see how I painted those hairline ones? That's that was my big epiphany because I just kept experimenting and playing with placement because I wanted like big pops of light in the front, but I didn't want it to look stripy. So, and just kind of trial and error and playing, I realized that if I painted on the side instead of the top, then I still get my big pop, so without it being stripy.
Jared said, yes, please, Boston. Hearty face. Heart face. Your husband's on board.
Yay! All right, now you probably want to come over.
Just showing them the side.
Whee!
Needs to look.
Metal puppy. There's my little metal puppy. There we go. We should have tagged Wayne Tuggle in it because he asked me for pictures of the back of my head. I haven't gotten to it yet, and he could have seen the back of my head. Here, get a picture of the back of my head. I'll tag him. Said he liked my haircut, so there you go. We'll have to tag you in it later, Wayne.
Love your nail polish color. Brand, I'm sorry.
Who's mine?
Yep.
Oh, thanks. I've got hair color ombre on it.
That looks so neat. I make such a mess. Did you cut your hair? Elise wants to know.
I did not. You'd be so
Good.
proud of
Okay,
me.
good job.
She almost scolded me.
I was like, what? Did
What?
She better not have.
No, I didn't. I'm trying so hard to grow it out, but I'm not very patient when it comes to that stuff. At all.
How long do you let it process once you're finished?
With her, probably 15, 20 minutes. Somewhere around there. I'll watch it, but probably 15, 20 minutes. Am I pulling too hard?
Nope.
Okay. Just kind of dusting those little baby hairs just to kind of not create like super strong right there, but to kind of break the base. Aw. Lisa.
I'm getting a little bit hungry. Are you?
No, I ate something when
Oh.
I got back from swim.
That
I'm
was
good.
very smart of you.
Eat some good.
wasn't hungry, but now that you're talking about
Oops,
it.
sorry. I
Thanks
just
a
felt my
lot.
stomach get all like, it does that thing.
Thanks a lot, man.
You know that feeling that your stomach gets?
that I have now.
Called hunger?
Called hunger.
You know? Where it's like a little bit empty.
Like, feed me some more.
What's your favorite color applicator brush?
For hair color or for balayage? For balayage is my Sunlight's brush because I love that it's got long but narrow, stiff bristled, and I love this little rubber end there. For actual color application, I love the Dupro brushes, which actually our friend Ron Huffman, gosh, I can't talk, told us about, and I love them for color application. And if Kristen, if you want to show them that brush, then you can show it to them.
She said balayage. So this one's for balayage, but I'll show you the color brush too, just in case anybody's curious, because it is pretty awesome. Be right back. Ta-da! This one's a little wonky, but we've had them for a while. They're really nice.
So I just want to make sure that I told your mom, like, I feel like it's even more important that I make you guys feel like extra special clients because you take such good care of us. So, so I scheduled some extra time for you today. So since I have time.
Is your first section on the sides at a slight angle?
Slight, yes. Good observation, yes. You got it.
So toward the face creates more lightness, like if you angle it this way and then you paint on that side, that would create more light.
No, that would create more. So this way creates more diffuse. It doesn't have as much to do with how much light. Going back creates more diffusion. Going forward creates more strength. So if you're doing like a bob, for instance, so Candy Shaw's bob, how it's really strong and more angular bob, then you wouldn't necessarily, it wouldn't look, in my opinion, an aesthetic. It's gonna look cooler if you've got like really strong highlights and lowlights, which she has. And so then to do that, you would pull it the other way, pull it towards her face.
Stronger. So for like my uber blondes, I've been doing it that way, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but I was just kind of doing it because I didn't really have a reason. I was just trying it out.
So away from the face is more diffuse.
Oh, wait, are we still live?
Did it drop?
I mean, it did for a second, but it's back.
Are you sure it's back?
I don't know, look. Somebody type something.
Looks like it's back.
If you're here, let us know. Okay, they're doing that.
Okay, good.
Bailey Dorman, you should, with all the extra time you have, make a list of all your tool product recommendations. I could do that for her.
And I just saw that Danielle joined, and I'm so glad I just happened to see that, because Danielle was actually just thinking about you this morning when I was getting ready, because you and I were messaging back and forth about some things, I think, with your daughter. And it dawned on me this morning that I was like, oh, I think I asked her to send me pictures. I don't think she sent them to me. And then I pulled up my messenger and I was like, oh my gosh, she did. And I just didn't see it. So, Danielle, I'm going to look at that later today and see if we can troubleshoot together. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot. I must have been, I don't know.
Oh, doing 8,000 other things.
I don't know. I'm sorry. But it's so funny and random that I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, gosh, I never finished that conversation with Danielle.
I can't believe there's 100 people watching still. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Hopefully it helps you. Everyone's saying, yeah, you're on. Good. Ninja Vision is a go. What apron is she wearing?
It's a Andre clear apron.
You can get them on Amazon. They're like $19.99, and it comes with a cape too, but
we don't use the cape.
No, we don't use the cape. Also, if you get sweaty, note to self.
It is a little swampy.
It'll get a little foggy under there.
Yeah, because it's no ventilation. But I love it because, we go to the trouble to have super cute outfits and look really nice, especially when I'm teaching, and then I'd wear that black color apron and, see pictures of me and I look like I was standing up on stage and like with a butcher's apron on, right? It covers up your outfit. Not cute. It's like, well, what was the point in wearing a cute outfit? The only thing that I do sometimes miss about the black color apron is that when I'm having a fat day, it would cover it up.
Or if you really hate your outfit and you got
Yes.
ready late, you can just wear that and it makes you look fancy.
Black apron. But yeah, the clear apron doesn't hide anything. So if I
Nicole said, it's so helpful. I'm watching while rinsing my client out.
"Oh, that's so funny!
That's
I
awesome.
love it."
And then Eric Slaymaker, woo, balayage in the house. And then Danielle said, no problem. I know you're busy. Heart, heart.
Aw,
Appreciate that.
you're so sweet, Danielle.
So away from the face. More diffused. Remember this
Write that down.
in my brain. We'll just think like you want to diffuse away and you want to
Bring strength towards.
bring strength toward. Yeah, exactly. There we go. I have to do, if I do little things like that, my mind remembers it. Do you ever balayage with Candy's new Bali loader brush?
I haven't yet. She was so awesome and sent it to me, but
She did? I haven't seen it.
yeah, I showed it to you.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes, okay.
I haven't yet just because I'm such a detail painter. Like, I'm a super detail painter. I'm sure you guys can tell by watching me. I'm kind of like slightly OCD, just a tiny bit. Just a little bit. So that's the reason why I like the really small brush. But actually, I think that brush was actually more designed to be a loader, if I'm not incorrect. I thought that's what she said, which it would be a good loader, but since we already have our brushes. I do need to. I haven't yet, I'll admit, just because I'm a super detail painter. I paint like my life, which is a little bit OCD.
If you were working with curly hair, would you straighten it first?
Only if they wear their hair straight. If they wear their hair curly, no, I would paint the individual curls. It's actually like the easiest hair in the world to
So
paint,
like
I
if
think,
she was,
personally.
well, you can kind of see my hair, but if she was to do, my wear my hair all like this all the time.
I would just
she
pick out a really good curl that I want to enhance, and I would just paint that curl. I would just do single. So I would like, see this right here? This is a good defined curl right here, so I would pull that out, and then I would paint it. So I would go through her hair and find good curls, like this one is a good one, and I would paint the curl, paint the ridge of the curl.
Does the sunlights go on smoother than other clay lighteners?
Well, that puts me in an awkward position to answer. Okay, so I 100% believe in no negativity, period. I also 100% believe in trying everything and finding out what works best for you. But sunlights works beautifully for the way I paint and paints exceptionally smooth for the way I paint. Was that a politically correct answer?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Listen, I mean, here's the thing that's so great. So when balayage was first becoming big in the United States, there was only one or two lighteners available because so many companies thought that it was just a fad and that it would, come and go away. And so they didn't want to develop lighteners for us for it because they thought it was just a fad. So I think it's super awesome that now, the industry as a whole and companies are recognizing it as not just a fad, but an actual technique. So that's awesome because that means we have a lot more options to choose from. And I do believe that every single stylist should try every lightener out there. Kristen and I have. I've tried pretty much every lightener that's available. You just have to figure out what one works best for you. So the way that I paint, Sunlights is, what I always is my go-to lightener. But you gotta play with them and figure out what works best for you and the way you paint.
So this is just a magnetic bar. Somebody's asking about it.
It's a knife block.
So a knife would just stick to
It's
that?
from IKEA, and it's for knives. And these are spice containers.
Oh, but you don't have to put a magnet on the knife.
No, that just sticks to the knife because it's metal,
That's cool.
Unless you have ceramic knives.
People use those. I need that. From where? You said IKEA?
Yeah, from IKEA. The containers are from, I think they're spice containers from the container store, but the knife block is from IKEA.
And I started hanging my extension ring that shows all the different color extensions on there, so then it's maybe clients ask about it. It's perfect. So since these are directly under the part, you're probably gonna make them a little bit.
Look at you catching on. I'm so proud of you.
top them.
You see how they're stronger?
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
So proud of you, girl. She getting it, Sydney. She getting it.
Yes. 1 year later,
And you're like,
figuring it all out. There's just lots of details and
Well, but see that those kinds of things right there, Kristen, is why I think it's so important to take multiple classes. Because the thing is, the very first class you take, you don't notice all the things that Kristen's now noticing because you're so overwhelmed by so many details that your brain can only hold, you know, because you're kind of like, it's
Yeah.
information overload. Yeah. So, you know, that's why it's good to take multiple classes because first time you're kind of just figuring out the basics, so you kind of like, you miss all the little detail things. And then once you really start painting and you get past kind of the basics of it, then you notice the things that Kristen's now noticing because she's been painting now for almost a year.
how many clients do you see a day, Lacie, and do you work with an assistant?
It's different every day because it depends on what I'm doing. But I normally work anywhere from 10 to 12-hour days or sometimes longer. I do not work, gosh, now my stomach's growling too. I do not work with an assistant per se. Kristen most of the time is booked and busy with clients, which is awesome. So if she's not with the client, then you know, she'll help keep my room clean for me so I can transition to the next client. Every once in a while, if I'm really tight on time and she's not with the client, then she'll shampoo somebody for me, but not in like the traditional way. Like I pretty much do everything
By
myself.
yourself, yep.
But a lot of that is because, I mean, there's so much for me with color that goes on at the shampoo bowl. So I really like to, it's just the way I like to work. I'm not like, to each their own, and you know, I'm not knocking anybody that does it the other way because that's great. But for me, there's so much that I do with glazing at the bowl, so I like to be able to do it that way. And then with styling, I like to be able to style it because then I can see the color as I'm going through section by section. So it's just, you know, I'm just a detail person. I actually like doing all those details.
Jared said, "Do you girls need lunch?"
Yes, we do. Do I not have like the nicest, most awesome husband ever?
I wish Chris was watching so he could take notes. Just kidding. Do you ever
Just
paint
kidding.
the underneath with highlights?
Yes.
And then I hope you get the Tennessee scheduled at Stephanie's salon. I'm so there.
At Stephanie's salon?
I don't. How did she contact us? I guess we'll see.
Where is she in Tennessee, and has she already contacted us?
And then Elise said, "Control freak, just like me."
I am a total control freak, Elise. You know me well, honey.
Come back to Florida. Shannon and me would love to see you again.
Who's that?
Eric Slaymaker.
Oh, yeah. Well, I will be back in Florida, but I'll be in a different part of Florida. I'll be in Pensacola.
Nellie said, "Jared is the MVP."
He is the MVP.
Will you be posting the after pictures on your Facebook page? Yes. And
Facebook
Instagram.
and Instagram. Yes, we will. As long as Sydney lets us. Will you let us?
oh, for sure.
For sure. Oh, we should have taken like some photos like of her processing. Oh well. We can go back through and screenshot them, right? Should we
Yeah,
go
I wouldn't have
flip
thought of
again?
that. Yeah, that would work.
Genius. Oh my gosh, my stomach. Why did you have to say
Hurry,
something?
Jared, hurry. It's
My
attacking.
stomach's like, wow, wow, wow. Like a monster in there.
I know, that's how mine was. I was like, I need some nuts. Some nuts. Like, I
need some nuts.
A few nuts go a long way. That sounds bad.
Just stop now. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Stephanie Snyder in Dayton, Tennessee. She was messaging you. Oh yeah, that's true. That was one of the ones that we have to figure out if that's where we want to go, because we're trying to go to Nashville, Vanessa, or like trying to make sure that we pick the best location for
All the incoming stylists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did come. She is in the contact. He said, "What do you guys want to eat?"
Food. Food that won't give me bad breath for my clients.
So onions.
No
And
onions.
minced garlic.
No.
How light are you wanting the highlights?
She'll be close to it. I mean, she'll be pretty light. She'll be like a 10.
Mm-hmm. Panera?
Oh, I seriously don't even care.
Yeah,
it could
I
be
don't-
like
I don't
Starbucks,
care
like
either.
adult lunchable. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
care.
you love those.
They're just
Adult
quick and easy.
Lunchable.
Yeah, I
He
love
said
it.
Coney Island. It is.
No, oh
He
God,
gets it.
no.
I've never had Coney Island.
I love the adult lunchables. What?
I know, guys.
Wait, what? Stop the
So
conversation.
good.
What? You've never been to Coney Island?
Mhm.
What? And you're from Fort Wayne?
Mhm.
What?
Born and raised.
Born.
Oh my gosh. Girl, that's just wrong.
The Coney dogs, the chili. So
It's like everything.
He
Now we're all gonna want Coney Island. Oh my God.
said, "I'll bring you something as soon as you are done." Okie dokie. Vanessa said, "I'm anywhere you are in Tennessee." Absolutely, girl.
Woo-hoo.
We'll keep you updated. That's my goal, is to get Lacie and I to figure that all out today, because we've been talking about it for a long time.
It's just amazing. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know that are, busy in the salon. It's amazing how much a vacation can throw you off and for how long it can throw you off. Chris and I both went on vacation, and it was a staggered vacation, which was an epically bad decision to make for both of us, instead of going at the same time. And so it's just taking us forever to get caught back up. You guys know what that's like,
Well, and we're both just busy with clients, and then that takes away from.
No, that's what I mean. Like when you're off on vacation, like then in order to take a week off, you can't just tell those clients that would have come that week,
Yeah.
So then, you get so backed up trying to do your regular clients plus the clients that would have fallen during that time. So we're kind of working double time lately to get everybody caught back up.
Eric said, "Good husband, Jared. We should keep him around." Yes, we shall.
We will definitely keep him around. He is a great husband.
I'm leaving for 2 weeks in a week, said Elise. Oh yeah, where's she going? Don't tell me, I know it.
Don't tell me.
Hold on. Somewhere cool. New Zealand. Got it. That's so awesome.
I'm impressed.
I was gonna say Australia, and I was like, no.
No.
Okay, so this is the last.
We are almost there.
This is where the part is. So this is the most important part for me to watch, because this is where sometimes I feel like I forget.
Okay, but I have to mix up a little bit more lightener. So here's the key to that last section on the part line. I always mix fresh lightener for that. On fine hair.
So you can already see how light she was. I mean, you remember. We'll just show you guys. So she's gonna be pretty blonde. Pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited?
Super excited.
How do you feel right now?
Tired. But good.
Anticipation of your amazing, awesome
Anticipation,
back to
yes.
school hair.
Yes.
Ooh. Dropped it on my dress. Now it's on the floor.
No, it's okay.
Vanessa said, "I'm going to Vegas in two and a half weeks for classes and vacation. I'm already out of whack trying to keep everyone on schedule." Yep.
Exactly. You know how it goes, girl.
Oh, sorry. We're stepping on each other.
Yeah, it just throws you for such a loop. It's like my clients will say, "Oh my gosh, Lacie, you need to go on more vacations." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like,
No.
who has time for that? I lose my mind." I mean, don't get me wrong, going on vacation is awesome, but we pay for it before and after.
Does Lacie have her wrap on some kind of holder, like a paper towel holder?
I do. It's an acrylic paper towel holder from Target.
Acrylic paper towel holder from Target. Yeah, Lisa said, "I'm pretty much working every day till I leave." Yep.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Okay, so tag in the back. Oops.
Sorry.
Action shot.
Sorry. That little hair out of the way. You're good. Kristen's about to straddle Sydney here. Get the action shot for everybody. This is like, when everybody gets quiet, that's how you know it's like concentration. Even Lacie gets quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Concentration. It's intense. wish I could remember who asked me about fine hair. I have to go back there and read those and then tag her in
You
it.
better wear a swim cap.
I do. I wear
The
swim
rest-
cap
the
every
rest of the
time.
summer, okay? But it still gets chlorine in it?
Yeah.
You need a tighter one then, right?
No. Well, like, water still gets in. It just, like, like, caps are really just for, like, going faster, not really. And to, like, keep the hair out of your
my
face.
mom wears them in our pool in our backyard to help her.
Oh. I mean, yeah.
She
I mean,
looks
it
kinda
helps a little
silly in
bit,
it.
but.
It still gets water in it?
Yeah.
Oh. I did not know that.
You do need Ella's. My daughter Ella wears one, and hers is so tight that it like makes her brain pop out her nostrils. But like her doesn't get wet at all.
Yeah,
when she
that's what
wears
my
it.
mom says. She looks so goofy. I'm like, Mom, I'm a professional swimmer in our backyard.
Uh-huh. Ella is incredibly aerodynamic when she wears
Yeah.
hers.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you answered this, but how long do you book your color clients for? Do you double book?
I do not double book. I book one client at a time, and that's a hard one to answer because I don't take new clients, so I pretty much know how long each client is going to take. If you are double booking, then I would recommend booking on the 45 minutes because most of the time it's going to take about 45 minutes to apply. There are times with people that have super long hair, it's going to take longer than that, or super thick hair if you have color correction, but average application is going to be about 45 minutes. For me, if I'm doing a full balayage cut, highlight, glaze, I usually book out 3 hours for all of that. I am not fast. I am meticulous, so I am not fast. It is more important to me to do it meticulously and maybe a little bit slower. Well, that comes down to each their own. Some people are super awesomely fast. I'm not. Just because I'm kind of OCD again.
Nellie said that it was her that wanted the, she said I inboxed you after I
Oh, sweet.
asked
Perfect.
yesterday and you gave me a whole video with a ton of hearts.
Okay, good.
Does the lightener in the back section stop processing?
Yes, it's already done.
And how do you stop that from over processing?
It's all in the saturation, so I was careful in how I saturated it. So now it's pretty much dried out back there. I checked it a second ago.
Oh yeah, as you can see, oh, it's kind of crusty.
Yeah.
Kind of crusty.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
and
look up a little bit
crusty.
for me. Perfect.
Did I miss something? More personable that way, I think, not double booking. I started watching late. What is the second color you are using?
It is Wehrle Color Touch 8.3 with 6 volume and Olaplex.
I can't believe I've been able to hold my focus through this whole paint. Wish I were there. You guys are so fun. Great info. Love your classes, Lacie.
Thanks. I can't believe you've been able to hold it too. I know sometimes I think, God, some of these that we do are like 20 minutes. It's like, wow, I'm so shocked that we kept people's attention for 20 minutes.
This one's way longer than 20 minutes.
Oh gosh, wow.
I mean, I'm not sure how long it is, but
Well, hey, you guys got to watch this start to finish.
Yeah,
so
that's
I don't
true.
think I've
It's a
ever
whole-
done like a start to finish live. It's like your own little free class there.
Did you mix the last section lightener with higher volume? I know you said you always mix more for the last section.
I mixed it with 40 and Olaplex. The reason why I mix fresh, especially when I want it really blonde, is because your lightener loses its oomph after it starts to lose its oomph, not completely, but it'll start to like lessen in its power after about 20 minutes. So it's not as strong. So that front part, anytime you want it to get super light or you need it to catch up, the reason I did that on super fine hair is because super fine hair processes a lot faster. So if you look, this side's already pretty much done. So I mixed up fresh lightener so that it was strong again, so it had its power back, so that this side will catch up to the side that's over there. Good question.
Elise said, and Facebook didn't drop you. I know, I think it's because we're using my phone.
I think it's my phone because we had Kristen use her phone today and we're not having any issues.
Guess how long it's been so far?
How long?
Jared told us.
How long?
Hour and 22 minutes.
For real? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Lacie, come to California. We will.
We're going to, probably in the spring.
Lori said, I have the attention span of a goldfish, 2.7 seconds.
Me
But she
too,
stayed
honey.
on the whole time. That's
Is
impressive.
that Lori Frost?
Mm-hmm.
I love her. Almost there, guys.
Let's just leave this part.
You don't care about that one, right?
That's fine.
Nah.
Just to show the before and after on my hair all the time.
Just to show the before and after
Yeah.
of that one piece.
Yeah, this is what it was before.
That's funny. You're funny. Low light. Sarah said, I think that is most of us. Yeah, I think we probably all have.
I think pretty much every hairstylist is a little bit that way, you know? It's part of the hairstylist's personality trait. That's why I've always loved that movie Up with the dog squirrel.
Mhm.
It's like every hairstylist I've ever met, pretty much, including myself. Sidetracked so easily. Ooh, something shiny.
Yeah.
Like I can find myself doing that a lot in classes where I'm like, I have to keep like reminding myself, like, pay attention. I'm like checking out, you know?
Yep. Felicia said, do you need help finding a host salon in California?
I don't actually. We have a host salon in California. Thank you so much, though. Important piece right here.
I know, you're doing it like straight back. Is there any way to save all your videos?
No, unfortunately, there is not.
But it's always on Facebook, so you can always just come back to Facebook and watch it.
Yeah.
And you can save a video on Facebook. I've done that before.
Oh yeah, I guess you can do that. So if you go with the, once this is not live anymore, you'll click on it at the very top right, there'll be a little arrow. You click on that arrow and it'll give you an option to save video, and it'll save it to Facebook. It won't be able to like save it to like your camera roll or anything like that. You'll have to come back to Facebook to watch it, but you can do that.
You guys are both so great. Oh, thanks, Jackie. Save it to your Google account. That just shows what a great educator you are to hold all of our attention this long.
Aww.
True.
Or we're just really goofy and silly. I don't know.
When it's all over, there's a choice to save it to camera roll. Oh, so you can save it to camera roll?
There is?
I guess we'll see. It's almost all over, guys.
I didn't know that.
The end of the road here.
Learned something new today. I want to dust that a little bit more. So we're going to dust that a little bit more.
Oh, then you can post it anywhere. So then you could post this video anywhere you wanted.
Well, I know I can do that. I just mean everybody else. Can everybody else do that? I mean, I know I can.
That's going to look awesome. Can't wait to see that after. Got to get back to work. Perfect timing.
All right. Bye, guys. We're done. We'll
Bye.
We'll post pictures when
Look at that
it's
masterpiece.
done.